Tom first called me to tell me I'm selected for the Hall of Fame, it reminded me of the day that my wife Maureen said she would marry me. I mean, I was really happy, but I was a little confused by the thought process. I'm pretty sure both my wife and the committee had more attractive and deserving candidates available. I want to thank Tom and the selection committee. It's so special to be recognized. The school has meant so much to me and my family over the years. Congrats to all the other inductees. Thank you for sharing this night with me. I also want to thank my brother Gerard and his wife Madeline for making the drive up here from Atlanta. Things are always so much better when families around. Well, I admit this night is maybe a little more special for me. I found that any time I attend one of the events that Tom runs, it reminds me of how lucky I am to be part of the DeMatha community. The hidden gift in preparing for a night like this is over the last 4 months, I spent most of the time thinking about the journey that got me here. It's a journey that my wife Maureen was with me every step of the way. We spent many nights in this same room, sometimes at celebrations like this, other times it was cleaning up after DeMatha bingo. It took Maureen a while, but she figured the words "for better or worse" was referring to life here in the envelope. We've been married for 33 years. I'm so proud of the life we built together. And DeMatha has been a big part of it. It's a journey with many great moments, but easily the greatest moment was in 2003 when I handed my son Brian his diploma. Now when Brian was here, he wasn't always sure DeMatha was the place to be. But if you talk to him tonight, or if you follow him on Twitter, you know that there may not be a prouder stag in the building tonight. He's here with his wife Megan. He's continued a long-standing Murphy tradition of marrying way out of his league. They're expecting their first child, a boy. See where this is going? Now I promised Brian and Megan I would not use tonight to lobby for my grandson to go to DeMatha, right? But keep in mind there's about 500 people here tonight, and I am the only one that made that promise. It's a journey that's been filled with many championships. The 1991 team was great. Of my top two, there were no stags on the floor. That's my two favorite players, my daughters Kylie and Kelsey, who helped lead their good council teams to championships. It's not often good counsel gets applause in this room. But I've been so lucky. I think our league is the best, and I've been able to experience from the bench and from the stands. It's a journey that started over 30 years ago. I met my two longtime friends, Dan Harwood and Pete Strickland, up in New York. It was Danny that talked me into moving to Maryland. He said Maryland's the place to be. But it was Pete Strickland that got me an interview with John Long. When I went into that interview, I felt I had two things going for me: my boyish good looks and Pete's recommendation. Now, if you think about that, me standing here tonight could be the greatest upset in DeMatha. It's a journey that for the last 20 or 25 years started every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning in the back parking lot. I would meet my two good friends, Tom Burke and Mary Erish. And there in the 42 steps it took to get to the first floor, we would solve all the world's problems. I've been so lucky to have those two to bounce ideas off each and every day. Tom and Mary have retired. My morning group is down to one. Some of the faculty have asked me who I would get to replace them. They smile when they say it, because they know replacing those two is something that just can't be done. It's a journey that included 22 years of coaching, 17 with Morgan, 5 with Mike. The end of one great career and the beginning of another. For me, it was the perfect place. There is nothing like being part of the very best. And the last part of the journey is my favorite part. It's the journey I take with my guys up in room 307 each and every day. I teach full year geometry, full year trait. Some of my guys struggle in math, and some of my guys just struggle. But they're my guys. I love each and every one of them. And what they lack in the classroom, they make up with their humor, their personality, and their spirit. It's been a joy teaching them. Morgan used to say that in order for a team to be successful, they had to commit to DeMatha, had to sign on the bottom line. Well, I think it's the same way in the classroom. And those who commit would eventually start to figure it out. They'd realize that I was not the enemy, that Pat Karen was right when she would tell them over and over again they had what it takes to be successful. And that going to see Mary Catherine Strickland and Joan Phelan would make all the difference in the world. The payoff for me would come down the line after I left DeMatha and they come back to visit me in 307. I'd ask them how they're doing, but I already knew the answer, because while they struggle here at DeMatha, in the real world, they are stars. Their stories are always different, but they always talked about the same three things. How well DeMatha prepared them for the future. They would talk about the impact that the faculty had on their lives and the tremendous amount of pride they had in being in DeMatha alone. In the words of Phil Watley, that is why I do what I do. I think for a student to be successful at DeMatha, they need to find their own niche. I think that's true for teachers too. Thank you all for helping me find mine. Enjoy the rest of the evening and go Stags.